So the Capcom Next event just happened, and
oh my god!
We were treated to almost half an hour of new Dead Rising Remaster footage. There is so much to talk about. They showed us so much gameplay, so much cinematics, and so many new features that honestly, it was a bit overwhelming. I was not expecting to see this much footage in one single showcase. And because of that, I want to talk about every single thing that made my eyes light up. Among the different new trailers and promotional material that was released, we were shown just exactly how faithful this remaster, or remake, is going to be. Nothing in this remaster has been changed in a negative way that makes the game look foreign. Everything is the same in a sense, it's just beautiful now. The lighting throughout the mall is practically photorealistic. Every single area throughout the mall is just utterly gorgeous, with all new props and details throughout. The updates made to the zombies had me sitting on the edge of my seat, because we are not only getting a rejuvenated and upscaled set of zombie textures. Believe it or not, we are also flat out receiving zombie models that were cut from the original game. Let me emphasize that. It seems like Capcom has dug through their archives, and for some reason, they are actually giving us pre-release beta content from the original game. And if that wasn't enough, we're even getting features that never made it to release in the original game, such as the police zombies can shoot their guns, a feature that was stripped of the original Dead Rising months before release. So whoever is behind the idea to bring back old, unused stuff may have watched a few of my videos, I'm just saying. The game's interface has seen a complete overhaul. In fact, the only thing that still resembles the original game is the camera HUD. Everything else has been completely modernized. The pause menu is no longer a basic static background, it's completely dynamic. The game's primary HUD has taken quite a turn for simplicity this time around, scrubbing the unique and charming HUD objects from the original game for a much more muted design. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this new HUD, so if you're looking for some criticism, that's really all I got. It's still got a kill counter, it's still functionally the same HUD. It's still got all the icons and widgets that we would expect. Just the design of it hasn't quite carried over. It also seems that items flashing is no longer the only visual representation of the item's health. They have a whole health bar now, which is pretty neat. The active cases and quests are over to the left-hand side of the screen now too, for some reason. Visually, it seems gameplay is exactly as we remember it, even with a new engine running things. And despite a few different animations that I've seen in zombies here or there, it looks like it's going to feel pretty much exactly as it used to in regards to combat and fighting zombies. But there are some new additions to the gameplay, and some pretty big additions. For one, you can now walk while aiming your gun, which for Dead Rising 1 is completely foreign. There's also these little interesting new features, like carrying a big object can now be used as a bullet shield. They've added autosaves into the game and also completely redesigned the save system as a whole. It functions much more like what a Resident Evil game would use. Something that blows my mind is you can now fast forward time in the game to speed up the time between cases. I'm not really sure how I feel about this or how it's actually gonna work, but I'm excited to try it out. They mentioned in their reveal that the NPC AI has been substantially overhauled, meaning it's probably not gonna be such a headache to save them anymore. The 8 survivor limit has now been dropped, and it seems there's practically no limit to how many survivors you can have in your group, which is going to make for some pure chaos as I've demonstrated before. Survivor models have been completely visually overhauled, but still seem to use the same animations and unique attributes that we all know. The lighting in some areas, like the maintenance tunnels and especially North Plaza, look so genuinely creepy and unsettling. It's just perfect. You can tell the environment artists are trying to recapture what the original developers were aiming for, but were so limited in technology at the time. Despite the original concerns for Frank's appearance, I'm actually really impressed with this new version of Frank West. And sure, he looks a lot older than he's supposed to be, but his model is really detailed, and I think he looks great. He's capable of a lot more expressions now too, so he doesn't look like a potato anymore. The improvements made to the zombies, as you know, is genuinely up there in my top priorities. The zombies in Dead Rising are such an integral element to the aesthetic, and they tie everything together. Part of the reason the original game looked so good and so timeless, in my opinion, is because of how well the design of the zombies complemented the design of everything around them. The new set of textures, updated models, and even the inclusion of old, unused zombies from Dead Rising's development is by far my favorite aspect of this entire game. The zombies and everything around them look exactly as they're supposed to. There is no such thing as the perfect remake, but as far as a remake goes for something as complicated and important as Dead Rising, Capcom absolutely knocked it out of the park. If you're not a fan of the new look for Frank, the deluxe bundle includes Frank's original 2006 appearance, which is pretty nice. I could go on for hours analyzing every single frame of every single second of footage they released, but for now, I think you get the idea. Collectively, as a community, we've been dreaming of the idea of a Dead Rising remake for years. Nobody really ever expected this would happen, though. We started to lose hope that Capcom even paid attention to us. With this deluxe remaster, I think it's pretty clear that the people behind this game actually genuinely care about our opinions. And because of that, I'm going to support what they're doing with this game, no matter what. I hope you're ready for the amount of content I'll be making on this game. It releases September 19th, and that's really not far away. As soon as I get that debug camera working, I'm gonna be a happy guy, because I'll be exploring every single change made to the environment in the same classic Stippo style that you all know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again pretty soon.